That's fine. That's fine. Hello! So today is Wednesday, so it's going to be the first day of this challenge. I decided to do this because I've just found a 5-star read, but I needed to get out of this slump because I've read 10 total pages in the past 76 hours, and normally I read around 150 to 100 pages a day. So that is why I need to get back on my grind, and we are going to be doing it together in this video where a random number generator will be choosing the amount of pages that I read. I'm so excited. I have been wanting to do this for a while, and we're going to be doing it for a week, and I'm excited. So I have my random number generator pulled up, and I think I'm going to pick between 75. I have plans tonight, so maybe 125, because normally I read at least an hour before bed, and it's easy for me to get at least 50 pages in. So I want to challenge myself a little bit and do 75 to 125. And then on the weekends, I'll probably do more if I'm not doing anything. Let's generate our first number. I'm excited. 105. Okay, on the higher end, but I think we can do it. I need to go get my book that I'm reading. This book is a new release. It is from an author that I've loved and that I've read, and I read maybe like 7 pages last night before falling asleep because, again, have not been able to read, but I am excited for this, and that is One Golden Summer by Carley Fortune. I'm obsessed with the cover, and I think it's just maybe the Barnes & Noble edition. It's kind of shimmery, and I love it. It's so fun. It has these pictures that I think are gorgeous. I'm excited to read this. I'm also excited for this video specifically because I can kind of mood read, and I feel like I best get out of a slump or prevent being in a slump by mood reading. So I'm excited for that. So I read the prologue, and I think I read chapter, so I got to page 6. So I'm on chapter 2. So that's 107 plus 7 plus 105, 112. So I need to get to page 112. Oh, perfect. That's right at the beginning of a new chapter. I love that. So I need to read at least 105 pages. So get to chapter 17 today. See if we can do it. It's a little later. I made it to page 50, chapter 8, and I don't know if it's because I'm so tired or scatterbrained, but I have not been able to just sit and read. For more than maybe 15 minutes. I'll read something and then have to reread it, and I'm like, my brain is dead. So I'm gonna try my best. I have 62 pages left to get to my goal. So I'm gonna try my best tonight to do that. I'm enjoying it so far. I enjoy her writing. We're set in the same world or town as Every Summer After, I think, is this one. I think that's her debut, yeah. Emily Henry said a radiant debut, and I really love this book. I originally read it from the library and then got it, the physical copy, when books were on sale, so yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I didn't read Meet Me at the Lake because a lot of people said they didn't really like it as much, and then I really loved This Summer Will Be Different, which was her last year's release. So I feel like I'm just kind of dead, which is why I'm like, bleh. But it's interesting so far. Our female main character is a photographer, which I find very interesting because I haven't read a book about photographers or where one of the main characters is a photographer. That's been interesting. And then her nan ends up getting sick. She ends up taking time off. She's had a recent breakup. Her life is kind of uprooted, and so she ends up going to this small town and meeting a man from the small town. But she also had been there one summer when she was younger. She just has really good memories there, so I'm excited to see that. One thing I love about Carley Fortune's books, the setting is like another character. I'm just excited for this to give me all the summer, all the lake vibes. I'm going to my parents' house this weekend, which they live on a lake, which is my happy place and my favorite place ever, so I'm so excited to, I probably will finish this, hopefully, we'll see, before I go up there, or I will finish this my first day there, because I'm going up Friday, so let's see if I can finish the last 50 or so pages before I fall asleep. Good morning. I'm about to have lunch, but I wanted to update you guys because I'm probably gonna read while I eat lunch. This morning I ended up waking up fairly early. I think I'm still a little jet lagged and I didn't feel like going to the gym. I was like, I'll just go for a walk later. Normally I wake up, I go to the gym, but I ended up just laying in bed for a bit and reading. So I did the generator right when I woke up and I ended up getting, I think, 124 pages. I should probably tell you that I did complete the challenge yesterday. I read the 102 pages. I read 103 actually. It was a struggle though, like those last 15 pages I was like in bed like really trying hard, but I did it and then I knocked out. And this morning I read a lot and I'm now on page 203. So I was on 113 and then got 124. So I need to get to page 237. That's definitely doable. So that's like this much of the book. I don't think I'd finish this tonight, but I think I'd get close. I do have a video I want to get up, so I'll probably be doing that tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna read a little bit during lunch. I'm really enjoying it so far. So I made it to chapter 30 this morning and it's been a good time. Classic Carley Fortune. If you read her other books and enjoyed them, you'd probably enjoy this one. I love the setting. Like I said before, it's like another character. It took me a while to get into it and I feel like sometimes her writing kind of confuses me, which is why I have to go back and reread things. I'm not sure if everyone has that experience or if it's just me, but I'm still enjoying it. That doesn't really bother me very much. I'm enjoying our female main character. I enjoy our Marymount character, but the relationship is kind of pissing me off, but in a good way. I'm getting annoyed with them, but I'm entertained and having a good time. So I'm pissed, but it's good. Or I'm not like really actually pissed because it's just fictional characters, but I'm just like, you guys are being so annoying. Just be together. I don't know if I enjoy it more than The Summer Will Be Different though. I don't know what I'm thinking about a rating right now. I'm gonna have to see how these last 170-ish pages, what happens. Definitely not a 5-star though. I think why her settings feel like characters is her descriptions are impeccable. I love them. So I'm gonna go eat lunch. I'm gonna read and I will talk to you guys maybe when I finish the pages for tonight or tomorrow. Day 2. Let's get it. Hey, it's Editing Emily here, and I realized when I started editing this video that I literally have 2 clips from this day. One is my generator of what I had to read, which I believe was like almost 200 pages, and then a random clip of the sunset on my new camera that is really loud. So apologies for that. Based on the other clips and my recollection, I did end up completing the 200-ish pages and finished One Golden Summer that night. I'm really sad because I finished it at my parents' and they live on a lake, and like this book is just perfect to read on a lake, so I'm sorry I lost all those clips. I think one of my SD cards broke and I'm pretty sure that's where the clips are, on that broken SD card. So anyways, I love this book. It was so good. It was one of my favorite Carley Fortune books. I had a good time. Do I remember anything that happened now? Kind of, not really. I'm really bad about that. When I finish a book, it just sometimes leaves me. There are books that I remember more than others, but yeah, I remember how this book made me feel though. And it was giddy, it was excited, it was atmospheric. It made me, again, want to read it by the water, which I did end up doing on that Friday. If you are looking for a book this summer and have not picked up this book or any of Carley Fortune's other books, you should definitely read this because it's incredible. I love the connection to Every Summer After, and I also love the male main character in this book was great. The female main character was super interesting, and her photography background and how that's brought into this book, as well as the female main character and the Nan's relationship. I'm like, what is her name? I think it's Alice. Yeah, Alice and Charlie. So Alice's relationship with her Nan. We get to see the 2 people from Every Summer After, which is why if you want to read this book, I would say read Every Summer After first and then read this book. I had a good time. Again, sometimes her writing is a little confusing to me and I'm like, wait, what did you just say? But I overlook it because, oh well. So I think I give this 4 stars or 4.5. I'm not quite sure. Let me check. I always write it in Notion. So I give it 4 stars. And I said, this is all I said in my Notion page of this book. Why does Carley Fortune's writing kind of confuse me? Question mark. But it's still good. I don't know if anyone else feels that way. I've never heard anyone else mention that, so maybe it's just me. But yeah. love this book. And then I did end up, I'm pretty sure I talked about that night to you guys about there was a few books that I was thinking of picking up next, but I did ultimately pick up Lightlark, which you will hear me talk about on Saturday morning. It is the next day, and last night I picked up Lightlark and read 24 pages. So I was not even close to finishing the challenge. I did listen. I have from the library Principles, which is my nonfiction read. I listened to 2 minutes and 31 seconds, which was probably 1 page of the book because I'm still at 0%. I don't know how I'm gonna tell pages with like percentages. I could always times the percent by the percent listened by the number of pages and figure it out that way. So that was probably like a total of 25 pages. Hopefully today we'll have better luck. I have to do a bit of driving today and I have plans tonight, so I won't be getting a lot of reading done tonight, but I will hopefully be able to do the challenge. And I've decided for the rest of the days, so we already had 3 days, I did two of them, and then for the last 4 days, I think I'm gonna keep it the same just so it's consistent, the 100 to 200 pages of the random number generator. And like I said, like you guys saw that I could read more than that in 1 day, but every day's a little different. But we're gonna have some consistency here. So I'm gonna pull up my random number generator. So I'm gonna do 100 to 200. I hope it's closer to 100. I really hope it's closer because I kind of want to take a nap. 140. Okay, not bad. 140 pages. I definitely can do that with listening, I think, and reading. Because I did already read. I'm on page 38 now. I read 13 pages today, so I have 127 left to read today. And this book went viral on TikTok, I think like a few years ago. I think the writer is pretty prominent and well known on social media as well. And I've been wanting to read some of her books. Her new romance just came out and I thought about picking that up, but I don't have it. And I'm like, I'd rather read a book that I have than one that I don't. So I've been reading this. It's interesting. Whew, okay. I just thought the whole beginning of this clip didn't have any audio because my microphone was plugged into the headphone jack, but I just couldn't hear it on the playback because my microphone was plugged into the headphone jack, but the camera was recording the audio. Thank you. Thank you. So now it should be coming from the microphone, so hopefully it sounds a little better. But anyways, I was just gonna give you guys a little bit about what Lightlark is about if you have not read it, have not heard about it on TikTok or from anyone else. Okay, so basically there is this island which is called Lightlark, and every 100 years the rulers of the 6 different almost factions or lands have to come to the island to hopefully break the curse that this land is under. We're mostly in one of the rulers' perspectives, Isla, spelled I-S-L-A, so I thought it was Isla, but I looked it up and it's pronounced Isla, I believe, and I think that's how they pronounce it in the audiobook. She has a secret. I guess there's a really big love triangle in this book, and I can kind of already tell who that's going to be between, and I think the first few pages there has definitely been a lot of like repeating of the concepts of what kind of the competition entails, what the book is about, this land and its people, and you know, bits and bobs that are repeated, I think, for the reader to help like understand, since this is a fantasy book. I'm like, you literally just said that, why are you saying that again? But other than that, it's interesting. I've been wanting to keep reading. There was some interesting bits and bobs about the female main character already dropped that I'm interested about, and yeah, honestly not too many thoughts since I'm only less than 40 pages in, but with the 140 pages I got today, we'll see how far we make it in this, and then I will, like I said, be listening to Principles by Ray Dalio since I have that and have a bit of a drive today, like an hour and a half drive. So got our 2 books. Let's get it. Let's get reading. Let's see if I can complete today since I really failed yesterday. Hello. I have no idea how many pages I read yesterday. So I am on 47 of Lightlark. What page did I start on? I think I started on chapter 3. Oh, it was like 23. So I read 23 more pages and our goal was 140, I think. Yeah, 140. So I will need to have read 117 pages of Principles, which I did listen to. I got to an hour and 41 minutes of it in the audiobook on Libby. And so I think what I'm gonna do is get a fraction from that and then times it by the pages in the hardcover book or the Kindle book. Probably the Kindle book, because that's what I would read it on from Libby. So Principles, Life and Work, Kindle edition is 593 pages. The percent, it doesn't change very often since it's a very long audiobook, so I wanna get a more accurate fraction. I did listen to some more of it today, so I'm a little bit ahead on our goal today already, depending on what we get. But, so the audiobook in total is about 965 minutes, and I listened to 100 minutes, because I kind of listened to like a minute earlier, like the other day, like I told you. So let's do 100 divided by 965 is 10.3%. times, what was it, 593? Oh, that's only 61 pages. Yeah, okay. So I read 84 pages yesterday. Not close to the goal, but it's okay. I still read, and I read a decent amount of pages. So, like I said yesterday, we're gonna keep the random number generator at 100 to 200 pages. Bruh. Be so for real. 198. That's fine. That's fine. I would like to get a decent amount of this book done today, but I have so much to do today. So maybe the plan is to listen to Principles for much of the day. Honestly, I did mow the lawn earlier, and I was listening to it for most of the time, so I did get to 3 hours and 15 minutes, which, so much math. My total was 3 times 60, 3 times 60 plus 15 equals minus 100 equals 95, so 60 divided by 95 times 5, 593. So I read 58 pages so far today, so I only have math. 198 minus 58, 140. So as many pages as I needed to read yesterday. Okay, I have faith. It's the weekend still, so maybe I can do it. I hope so, because 2 days in a row of not hitting a goal for me is rough. I'm talking to you, Emily. You can do this. Lock in. We're gonna lock in right now. Okay, let's go. We locked in. Let me see how many pages. I did get a little bit further in Lightlark, and then I listened a lot to Principles because I listened to it basically my whole drive home from my parents. Also, yes, I am back home now. I've read 138 pages today of Principles. Well, listen to it, but as we all know, audiobooks count as reading. Like Miss Emily Henry said in Funny Story, audiobooks count as reading. She is correct. So 138 pages of Principles was read. And honestly, I don't have too many thoughts. It's a nonfiction book by Ray Dalio, who's basically this super insanely wealthy person. Kind of your typical American middle class kid who started a company and grew super rich from it. And he has basically for this first 5.5 hours of the audiobook just gone through his life story. We are just now getting into the Principles. I think he said even at the beginning, like, you don't have to listen or read the life story part, but like, I'm like, why would I skip a third of the book? Because I think I'm on like 33% now, 34%. So yeah, I have like 10 hours and 40 minutes remaining, so I'll probably listen to it just like as I'm working. Interesting guy if you like investment and economics and want to learn about like a super successful person's thought process or decision-making parameters for different areas of your life and your work. I'm not too far into the Principles. I'm on 1.3. Yeah, it's nonfiction. It's not for everybody. I'm not really sure if I'm really getting much out of it. It was like a memoir, honestly. The first 33% was basically bringing you through the ups and downs of his company. And it wasn't really even much about like his life. It was mostly just about like his company. I don't know how many times Bridgewater was mentioned in the first 30% of the book, or like how many times the word Bridgewater was mentioned. I'm curious about that. I'm also curious about how many times the term idea meritocracy was mentioned. Just curious about that. But anyways, super rich white guy has helped many people become super rich as well. He's like really good at predicting markets too. So I've followed he does like a newsletter, and I think he posted on LinkedIn too. So like I followed that for a while, and that's why I wanted to read this. I am interested in his other book too, Changing World Order. I think that one will be interesting, but I'm hoping now that we're actually like getting into the principles, I'll be a little more invested. And like, not that I wasn't invested before, but I was just like, all right, you should have just like made this part a memoir. So if I would have read the Kindle edition, it would have been pretty much like 200 pages of just that. Wow. Anyways, I made it to page 80 of Lightlark, and so I don't have too many more feelings on this yet. So in total, 138 plus 33, because I started on 47. 47 plus 33 is 80. I only have 27 more pages to read, and I can definitely do that. I'm about to go to bed, and I'm not super tired, and it's only 8:11, and I normally fall asleep like a little after 9, and I'm in bed, so like I'll just read until I get sleepy, and yeah, we'll hopefully hit the pages today. I'm feeling good about it. But yeah, I feel like as I've gotten further reading this book, I am definitely being more suspicious of the other rulers and the characters. There's some alliances that you learn about, potential alliances that I'm kind of questioning the other characters besides our main characters' intentions. So yeah, it's definitely a book that I think I'm going to be suspicious of a lot of the other characters, and it makes sense because of how the competition is set up and just like the actions that the characters have taken so far. So I'm enjoying it. I do feel like I have definitely been in a bit of a slump since finishing Conditions of Will, because all I can think about literally is that book. And like, I've read One Golden Summer really fast, but that's just because I feel like it's really easy for me to binge a romance, and I've given less weight or less value to like how fast I read a book. How fast I read a book doesn't weigh a lot into how I rate the book. I feel like there's a difference between wanting to finish the book because like wanting to know what happens, or like wanting to get to the end of the romance, or like over the kind of conflict that is inevitably coming, or not being able to put it back down because it just speaks to you and calls to you, and you just are so engrossed and enthralled in the story. I feel like those are different things to me, and so I've given less weight to the first scenario. The second scenario was definitely how I felt in Conditions of Will, and I'm not really feeling that here, but I'm still having a good time, and I'm pretty early on in the story too. I know this is 3 books, so I'm just kind of enjoying a slower pace read right now. I feel like this is what I need, and it was kind of funny reading a fantasy book on the lake this weekend. I feel like the seasons don't necessarily dictate what I read, but I do feel like fantasy just hits more in the cooler months, and like the fall especially, and romance fiction hits more in the summer. But I'll read both anytime. Gonna keep reading Lightlark. Gonna probably talk to you guys tomorrow, because I'm probably gonna read my pages and then go to bed. Hopefully I finish them before I fall asleep. I definitely think I can do it, so let's go. Good morning. I just want to say that I completed the challenge and read, I think like 200 pages. I got to page 111. I read 64 pages of Lightlark yesterday, and then 138 pages of Principles. So I did 202 pages, so 4 more than the 198 that I needed to read, which is great. No major updates, honestly. We'll hopefully get a lot of this done today, depending on how much time I have and, you know, other things, but I will probably be listening to Principles too, because I have some driving that I'm going to be doing tonight, so we will see. But let's get our number today, because I'm probably going to read a little bit during lunch. Even though I'm working, I'm still going to do 100 to 200. $172. I feel like it just loves to go on the higher end. I don't know why, but I'm like, why can't you just give me like 102? So I have a feeling this is also going to be a mix of reading this and listening to Principles. Is this day 6? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, so I only have 2 more days, so I'm hoping I can finish this by tomorrow so I can give you guys my full thoughts. But this is 409 pages, so we will see. I'm gonna go read a little bit and we'll check in later. It's the next day, and I completed the challenge yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, I am literally so tired today. But it's the last day of our challenge, so we have to get our last number. I was actually able to get the book on audio yesterday, so that's definitely why I completed the challenge. But honestly, I'm just having a really good time with it. So I want to read it, I want to find time to read, and I do have to do some driving tonight, so I will be listening to it in the car. But I made it to page 292, so I read I think 10 more pages than I needed to, and yeah, I just think it's a really fun time. I'm still having that feeling of not sure who to trust, suspicious of everyone. There's been so many twists and turns and what the heck, or kind of shocking moments. We've learned a lot, and yeah, I'm excited to see where this one ends. And hopefully where the next one goes too. I don't know why, but I kind of came into this book not expecting very much, or, you know, thinking it'll just be like, you know, a good average fantasy, but I'm enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would, so I'm really happy about that. I'm gonna get our number for the last day so we can start reading. All right, you guys know the drill. 100 to 200, generate. That is the exact same number we got yesterday. Literally the exact same number. I'm gonna generate again. 145, okay. Honestly, either of them are fine. I feel like it's either closer to 200 or closer to 150. Like, I have not gotten a number close. Okay, then I get 100 in that next round. But we're gonna do 145. That should get us to the end of this book, because I think this is over 400 pages. Yeah, 409. We'll hopefully finish this book if I complete the challenge. Again, like I said, I'm gonna do a lot of it on audiobook, and then when I get home tonight I will read a little more. I have some time where I can read a little now, so that's what we're gonna do. Let's get it. Let's get reading and let's finish our last day of this challenge strong. It is the next day, and I honestly don't know if I completed the challenge or not. I need to double check what we got. I don't think I did. 145. What page did I start on? 293, right? And I finished the book, and I am an acknowledgement reader, so I do count that. 409. I think I missed it. 409 minus 293. 116. So I was shy 30 pages, and I pretty much listened to the rest of it, which is why we didn't really read it together last night. I listened to it in the car, not taking the camera out while I'm driving. I'm very happy I was able to finish this. It was a really good time. Honestly, like I've said, wasn't really too sure going into it, but I'm very happy I read it. It was surprisingly fun and had a lot of twists and turns. It wasn't groundbreaking, but it was a solid fantasy, and I was enjoying the ride that it took me on. I think some things could have been more developed, but I'm excited to read the rest of the series, which is how you know I liked a book if I want to continue the series. And yeah, I love reading first books. I have a problem with reading first books in series and never continuing them unless I'm like, oh, I need to know what happens. So hopefully this book and other series I have started recently, and maybe not so recently, I will be getting to their sequels hopefully very soon. But yeah, I thought the romance was good. The romances a little bit could have been more developed, like I mentioned. I did call like the big twist. I did call it. I was like, I knew it like the whole time from the very beginning, honestly. I was like, something's wrong with this, and it was. But even when I call things like that, I'm like, not everything that I think is right. Like usually I just get like the surface level stuff, but there's a whole unraveling, revealing of what's been going on or what the character didn't know and now knows. So lots of crazy things in this book, and I'm very happy I read it and would honestly recommend this as a fantasy. And with that, our 7 days are complete. Succeeded, I think, 4 of the days and failed 3 of them, which is totally fine. I still read a lot most of the days besides Friday. I think I only read like 20 pages Friday. Or was it like 20 to 30? I don't remember. But that's okay. Reading comes in waves. Life gets busy, life slows down, and I do always read before bed just because it helps me fall asleep. So I will always have that. I will always have reading. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy challenge videos like this, let me know. Let me know what else you would like to see from me. I have some exciting, I feel like I keep saying this, but I do have exciting videos coming out. I have some pretty big changes that are happening in my life, so I'm excited to share those with you. If you've read Lightlark, One Golden Summer, or Principles, I would love, love, love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stick around, we would love to have you here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, evening, week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!